this is John Petrucci from Dream Theater. I am hanging out backstage in Hanover, Germany, where we are about to go on stage in support of our brand new album, The Astonishing. We are on tour now in Europe, and it's a really cool show. It's a very unique show. We're playing great venues throughout Europe and later on in the spring throughout North America. But right now we're in Germany, and something else that's really exciting for me about this tour is that for the first time I am using exclusively on stage my brand new Mesa Boogie JP-2C signature head. And it's maybe more exciting than the tour itself, because I am addicted to tone and boogies, and this is just a complete dream come true for me. I've been playing Mesa Boogie amps for, I can't even remember when I started. I was a wee teenager when I got my first one, and you can hear a boogie on every Dream Theater album since. And this is something that not only am I really excited about, but also the guys at Boogie as well, and connoisseurs of the 2C Plus in general, which is an iconic and fabled head that was manufactured in the 80s, throughout the 80s, that they don't make anymore until now. What's cool about the JP-2C is that it is a bona fide recreation, reissue of the C+, the real deal. The size of the transformer, the circuit, all that good stuff. It sounds like the best C+ you've ever played through. But we took it into the 21st century. And for me, I was looking for things that would, from a performance standpoint, kind of make it more usable. And so we added things like MIDI capability, built-in cab clone for direct monitoring and recording. What else? The modern shred feature on the amp, and of course giving the amp 3 independent channels, 2 of which are lead channels with 2 different graphic EQs that you can assign to the different channels. So it is a really, really versatile head. You can basically do anything you want with it, and it is a performance machine. It sounds unbelievable, and I'm just like a kid at Christmas with this thing. I love it, absolutely love it. And if you get a chance to see Dream Theater on tour, whether in Europe or in the US or Canada or Mexico or wherever we happen to be, you will hear me playing this head. So hopefully you enjoy it. And again, John Petrucci, backstage in Hanover. I'll see you all real soon.
Hi there, this is Maddy Schieferstein. I'm John Petrucci's guitar tech with Dream Theater. I've worked for the band since 2000 from the Scenes from a Memory tour. And we're here in Hanover today, and I'm going to take you through all the gear John's using on the Astonishing live tour. So, let's start off with the rack over here, which features the brand new Mesa Boogie JP-2C signature amps. This is the first signature amp that Mesa Boogie has ever done. And it's got John's name on it right there. So I'll give you some of the features of the amp. It's 3 channels. First channel is a clean channel. Channels 2 and 3 are virtually identical. We use channel 2 for a rhythm or crunch sound, and channel 3 for a lead sound. It has 2 independent graphic EQs that are assignable to any of the channels. What we do here is EQ number 1 is assigned to channel 2. EQ number 2 is assigned to channel 3. So he can set up 2 different graphic EQs for his rhythm and lead sounds, which, if you look here, they are pretty much identical. There's a little bit of a difference in the 750 fader and a little bit of difference in the high end. But other than that, That's how he will typically run a 2C plus. And this amp is a faithful recreation of a 2C plus. And then we added a whole bunch of modern features. So as you saw, the 2 graphic EQs, 3 channels. The amp is also MIDI controlled. You can control it with any MIDI foot controller using either program change or control change messages. It's an amazing amplifier. It has a cab clone built into it as well. And we've had, knock on something, no issues so far with the amp. So they've been rock solid so far on the tour. And so let's go through the rest of the rig. We have a pedal drawer here. I have a RJM Mini Effects Gizmo loop switcher. So I've got 5 independent loops. First loop is the TC hypergravity compressor pedal, which we're using. John did a tone print for this over the NAMM show in California, so we're using that. Loop 2 is the Keeley Red Dirt overdrive pedal, which it's a great overdrive pedal. As you can see, the controls are all set pretty much straight up, so it's a nice little boost on the front end of the amp. Loop 3 is the TC Helix phaser pedal with John's tone print. Loop 4 is the Vicious Vibe Univibe pedal, and I think we're using the classic tone print on this. I'd have to double check that. And then I have 2 of John's signature Dreamscape pedals. They're chained together. This one is set for 1 flanger sound. This one is set for an alternate flanger sound, and I can just manually switch between them, but they're both in the same loop. So to start from the very beginning of the chain, the guitar comes in on a cable, and you can see here it's what would be referred to as maybe a stereo cable. It's tip ring sleeve, so there's 2 conductors. The tip conductor is the magnetic pickup system. The ring is the piezo pickup system. So the cables come back to this Framtone box right here, which is just an AB box. So I can switch between 2 different cables, and I also have a mute. This box takes both signals and then splits them to their 2 separate lines. First one being the magnetic, second one being the piezo system. And we'll go through the piezo system real fast because it's the quickest signal path. Out of the AB box, I go to an isolation transformer just to get rid of any ground problems. From the isolation transformer, we go to a TC Electronic Body Res pedal, which is a cool little kind of EQ filtering pedal for piezo systems. Really brings out the acousticness sound of it. From that pedal, we go into a radial J48 DI box, and that goes to the PA and monitor systems. The magnetic signal path comes out of the Framtone, plugs into an RJM tone saver, which is a buffered isolated split box. One side goes to the tuner out on the pedal board. The other side comes in the rig, goes to the Dunlop rack mount Crybaby. Now John just came out with his own signature Crybaby, crap, I can't remember the model of it. You're going to edit this, right? Okay, good. Just came out with his own signature Crybaby pedal, which was based off of the Dunlop rack wah. So what we did was, when we were putting the new rig together, I asked Dunlop to take the new signature Crybaby pedal and put it back in the rack chassis, so we can keep all the audio signal path here in the rack and not be running 100 feet of cable back and forth to the pedal board. So they were very accommodating with that. So they basically took his new signature wah pedal, put it back in a rack chassis, and we have a remote control pedal out on the pedal board. So into the rig, Crybaby, then up into the pedal drawer. Out of the pedal drawer, we come into the front of the amplifier, right here. So that's pretty much your basic signal flow of any guitar pedal board system. Now, we're using the Fractal Audio Axe effects. We're using the XL Pluses for effects, so all the delays, modulation, harmonizing, any of that sort of stuff. So this is a main unit, this is a spare unit. The main unit is connected to the effects loop send of the first amplifier. The outputs, left and right, the left side returns to amp number 1. The right side returns to amp number 2, and this is used just as a power amp right now. It is also the spare amp if something happens, but it's acting as just a power amp. These 2 amps then feed a pair of Mesa 1x12 rectifier cabinets that sit off stage, that are mic'd up, and that's the sound that you hear coming through the PA. Output number 2 of the Axe FX feeds one of these little 2020 power amps right here, and this then feeds the 2 1x12 mini recto cabinets on either side of the pedal board, and those are just on-stage monitor wedges for John. That's the rig. Everything's controlled by an RJM Mastermind GT22. So we have all of our clean presets, rhythm, lead, and you can see here as I push the buttons, you'll see the channels changing on the amp, and you'll see the EQ come on when I go to channel 2. You'll see the EQ switch when I go to channel 3. And this is also turning off any delays, chorusing, all the effects that John could need. So there we have it.
All right.
Pretty simple. At least I think so. Okay, so I'm going to take you through some of the guitars that John's using on the tour. This first one here is a Music Man, Ernie Ball Music Man John Petrucci signature model. It is the Majesty Artisan, and this particular color is called Nero. It's a translucent black finish, and this is John's main 6-string guitar for the tour. Gold hardware, Illuminator pickups. The electronics feature the Game Changer technology. You know, of course the custom Music Man John Petrucci bridge, yeah, you can see kind of the carbon fiber looking area here in the middle, but it's a pretty stealthy guitar, and it sounds great. So that's his main 6-string. We also have that we use on one song right now. We have the JP-16, which features a roasted maple neck ebony fingerboard, I believe. You know what? I'll have to look that up because I'm not 100% sure. And I have to look up the finish color because I'm not exactly sure what that's called. Illuminator pickups. You'll notice that this guitar does not have a piezo system. We went with a model without a piezo system because some players just really, don't need it. And this guitar also features, it's the first John Petrucci signature model to feature a Floyd Rose tremolo. So it's double locking, and still has the boost on the volume control and the coil tap for the pickup split on the tone control. And very cool guitar. Very cool guitar. I like this one a lot. The next guitar, which he uses for, I'd say, probably 75% of the show, is a Ernie Ball Music Man John Petrucci Artisan 7-string, and this is the Rosso finish, the red. So same specs as the 6-string, except one more string. And this is a great guitar. It sounds really nice, and like I said, he plays it for probably 75% of the show. The next guitar that we use for one song is a JP-15 7-string guitar. This is mahogany body. This one has a flame maple top, roasted maple neck and fingerboard, chrome hardware, and the finish is called Sahara Burst. And this is a really cool guitar. He used this in the studio for a couple of songs, so we decided to bring it out and use it for right now just one song. And then I have the last guitar that he uses on the electric side of things is another Ernie Ball Music Man Artisan. This is called Maroon, the finish, and this guitar is tuned to drop D for one song. And yeah, this is a beautiful guitar too. It sounds really nice. So there we have it. Those are the main electric guitars. I have two acoustic guitars. They're both Taylors. One is a 12-string. It's an 856 CE is the model number. And he uses this on one song. And these, the two acoustic guitars and actually the electric guitars that I just showed you are the ones that he actually recorded on the album. So we bring those right with us, and he can have the same guitars that he recorded with. And then I'll take you out on stage to show you the 6-string because it's on a stand. So come on out. So this is a Taylor, I believe this is hang on, I gotta look here. I believe this is a 916 CE 6-string. It features a bevel here on the armrest, which is a cool feature. And John plays all the guitars on a Gracie stand, so he can go back and forth between electric and acoustic and use the real thing. Okay. So there we go. Okay, pedal board. So here again we have a RJM Mastermind GT22. Same pedal board that I have in the back. They're connected together, so when one does one thing, the other one does the same thing, so we can make sure everything's going on properly. Ernie Ball volume pedal that they custom did with some diamond plate on it for John. And this controls a volume block in the Axe effects. So instead of being actual audio passing, it's control signal for controlling the volume up and down. This is the Dunlop John Petrucci signature wah, but this is actually just a control pedal for the rack system, which is his signature pedal in the rack. And then a TC Electronic Polytune for on-stage tuning. He can just tune whenever he wants. And then the two little Mesa Mini Recto 1x12s with black armor plating. So John can he can put his foot up here and do what he needs to do. Okay, and on stage we have a couple of the Mesa Boogie JP-2C limited edition versions of the amps. Same amplifier that we have in the rack, except this actually comes in a head case with the flame maple oxblood stained front panel with mother of pearl inlays for the logos, and the bezel around the controls is I guess they call it gunmetal gray. So it's a little slightly different look. And all of the limited edition amps, I think they're making 500, will all be hand signed by John and Randy Smith from Mesa Boogie with a little plate on the back. And yeah, there you have it.
And this one is because he's a champion.
That's right. That's right. You must have the King's Cup.
All right. Maddy, thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Cool.